This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So. Soll ich da mal den Befehl folgen, oder was? Und dann schaue ich mal gleich an den Kamera. Ich lass mal gleich. Kann ich irgendwie reinzoomen? Ich kann mich ducken. Kann ich unter Tisch? Nein, kann ich nicht. Kann ich springen? Ich höre klack, klack, klack. Aber nicht. L1, L1. Du kannst nicht springen. Ich habe einmal eine Trophäe bekommen, korrekt. Erhalte deine erste Trophäe. Okay. Touchpad? Ne. L1, L2. Auch keine Tastenkombination, kann gar nichts. Ja, gar nichts machen, was denn ist. Okay. Warum ist die Sense so langsam, Mann? Oh Gott. Da, Empfindlichkeit. Der Kamera, zack, zack, zack. Wir wollen natürlich mehr sehen. Ja, FOV passt jetzt.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Aber.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No, no, no,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Noch ein bisschen. Nein, oh mein Gott. Fuck. Passiert am besten. Passiert am besten. Scheiße. Fuck. Kann ich nichts machen? Ist das helfen? Eine Sprachnachricht oder so? Ah, ich mag die Empfindlichkeit runterschauen. 1. Das ist aber viel zu langsam. Nein, ich bleib bei 7. Tut mir leid.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh
What
mein
could
Gott,
it mean?
hallo?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants...
Okay, was ist das für jetzt, Digga?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Kacke.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I hate numbers. Was steht da? Kann ich zoomen oder so? Ne. Ich hab Angst, dass da Motion irgendwas aktivieren. Sprache und Titel anzeigen, Untertitelgröße. Hm. Oh mein Gott, da war alles leer geräumt. Oh mein Gott. Ist eine Flucht da, was ist das? Know your city, bitte, ach komm. Awaiting input. Was mir da durch? Keine Ahnung. Oh mein Gott. Hä? Bitte kein Jumpscare. Oh mein Gott. Ich hab Angst. Ja.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Soll ich dir jetzt vertrauen oder ich will jetzt nicht vertrauen? Ich geh mal links rein. Fuck.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Hä?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, wenn du sagst, aber.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Was, wenn ich das nicht mache? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffers less, then that's what the boss chooses. Geh mal weg von hier.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Warte mal. Macht doch einen Sound, ja, Ahnung. Genau den Leute. Das ist schon mal was Gutes. Es lebt noch. Scheiße.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Scheiße, ich guck nicht. Also wir werden herausfinden.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Was soll stehen jetzt? Auf gar keinen Fall Schirm aufnehmen, Digga. Lauf. Guck nicht nach hinten.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Nein. Achso. Und jetzt?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ich bin noch 247 oder so. Nix, aha. Kein Blick bei 247. Aufzug.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wo soll ich sagen? Können wir jetzt werden? Oh mein Gott. Hä? 5. Hä? Achso, ja, schon, da steht man die mal rein, oder noch. Also, wir haben 1 und 2 hier. 1, also. Und 2, wir haben jetzt 3 hier. Das habe ich gesehen. Da ist 4, 5 ist dort. 4 ist da oben. Aber ist das viel? Ich sehe es nicht von mir immer. Oben ist 4, jetzt ist. Dieser Schaukel. Mal raus. Wo ist das geschlossen? Dieser Schaukel. Hä? Dann geh ich mal hier lang.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom is nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein. If you are lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ey, ich bin nicht mehr. Karte. Penalty for missing of cargo movement to jumping off the cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Okay.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Vertrauen, nicht vertrauen, vertrauen, nicht vertrauen. Komm, einmal.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh my God. Ey, bitte verarsch mich doch nicht. Ey, hier ist dunkel, oh mein Gott. Hey, Cutscene. Verarsch mich nicht. Hey, Kalter.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Soll ich? Oha, ist wirklich schön.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Sorry.
Right. Where were we?
Was ist denn los oder was, Digga? Ach komm, meine Eier. Oder gehen wir weg jetzt.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Ich muss springen. Jala.
No!
Oh. Er ist nicht tot.
Thank God. You lived. No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Komm noch einmal. Oh, der Schloss ja langsamer jetzt.
Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Komm, weil so nicht war, ich nächstes Mal auch wieder lacht. Ab geht's.
Is it over?
Endlich.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay, jetzt hör ich mal auf ihn, Digga. Jetzt
All of
komplett
his
durch.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh mein Gott. Ja, komm, hör mal auf ihn an. Ja, heute hör mal auf ihn. Ja. Oh, warte mal. Da ist ein Aufzug. Da ist ein Panda mit einer Knarre. Weißt du, man hört mal einmal auf ihn. Jetzt haben wir ja gesagt, also kein Nach.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Warum haben die so viel da in das Spiel reingemacht, ne? Was so Fick?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. Okay. Oh, ist auch gleich. Ich bin auch gleich pennen, Digga.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Komm, wie er gesagt.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Eigentlich nicht. I don't have the strength to find it out, but I want to find it out.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
No.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wo ist alles noch? Ich warte, muss ja was Neues sagen. Keine.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Und jetzt? Auf. Hä? Ist das Reset oder was? Ist fertig?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
No.
Yes.
Ah.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
But I'm not happy. Fuck. Beende das Spiel. Fuck. Das Spiel ist also dazu ausgelegt, Digga. Einfach. Hey, hallo? Aber jetzt sieht es anders aus. 427 bin ich noch mal dabei.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Soll ich jetzt noch mal zuhören? Aber jetzt sieht alles gleich.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Ja.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Okay.
hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Ja.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new
Selber
passageway.
keinen Bock mehr.
Kill surprise.
Will er selber das Faxen machen? Weil am Anfang war er nicht so, er hat gesagt, was macht er da und so. Ja, jetzt will er das machen oder was? Hä? Doppelmoral? Hä? Digga, was? Was?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Okay,
Mind
mach ich.
Control Facility.
Du Eri, willst es doch.
The lights rose.
The lights died, then road. So that was it from my side, man. thank you for listening and joining in, and we see you in the next time. So keep it straight and good night, man.